Hey, what's up, everyone? PCJ, Pop Culture Junkie here, and I'm joined today with Jordan, the Dungeon Master himself. And usually we're unboxing subscription boxes together, but we got a special item that Jordan picked up and wanted to share with us. So take it away, Jordan. What are you sharing with us today?
So this is the D&D starter set for Stranger Things.
Okay.
I know I saw it in my store that I play D&D at, and of course I'm a big Stranger Things fan. I'm
As
a big
am I.
D&D fan, and I'm curious to see what they have in this box and what adventure it is. Whether it's I think it was the first edition adventure that they were actually playing in the show, and they just have the Demogorgon here instead of like the one that they actually had to fight,
Yeah.
or whether it's a full-on show-style adventure for D&D, like actually following the kids, which I think would be super cool.
And so, for the two people out there that have never heard of or seen Stranger Things, that is a Netflix TV series or TV show that's on Netflix only, and it is amazing. It's become a huge cult phenomenon, really. I mean, you can't really go anywhere without people talking about it, seeing merchandise, whether it's Funko Pops, minis, T-shirts, lunchboxes. I mean, there's every kind of thing you can think of with Stranger Things on it. But the whole story about Stranger Things, we'll tell you real quick. It's about a group of boys that are playing Dungeons and Dragons at the beginning of the show, and as they all go to head home. By the way, it takes place in the 80s, which is awesome. You get a lot of real cool retro stuff happening throughout the show. But the story is they leave one of their friends' homes for the night after playing about a 15-hour game. I think was the first on the. It was
I forget what it was.
I remember
We've been playing all day.
You've been playing for 15 hours, but Mom, it's just getting to the good part. Like, what the hell? But yeah, so the boys get on their bikes back in the day when people would still ride bikes home and whatnot, and one of the boys actually, of course, one of the boys Will doesn't get home. And we don't know what happens to him. And that's where the whole story begins. We later discover this clean-shaved head girl that is running around in a hospital gown. And lots of stuff starts happening. And lots of fun and crazy, scary moments as well. It's an awesome show. I remember I saw the commercials for it, the previews for it. And I was telling my wife, I was like, do you want to watch this? And she was like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well. When it dropped on Netflix, I watched the first I watched the first episode, and I was already like, okay, next, because they dropped the entire season at once. It's not like you're having to wait 6 weeks for a show, every episode, whatever. And I watched the second episode about halfway through, and I was like, okay, I need to stop. This is only like, I think it was only like 8 episodes, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, I think each season's like 8 or 9.
Yeah,
maybe 10 at the most.
And I was like, I need to stop real quick because I know she's gonna probably like this. So I ended up twisting her arm a little bit, going like, well, just watch the first episode. And she's like, all right, fine, I'll watch it. And then we watched like 6 episodes in one night. And they're like an hour long too, so that was like a long night, but it just went by like that. So yeah, I've been a fan of it, and then we just had the second season last year, and the third season's coming out in October this year, and I can't wait. And I know you and your fiance love it too.
Oh yeah, I know. I wasn't a big, really Netflix watcher in general. I had paid for it for several years, and I mainly watched How I Met Your Mother and different anime on it.
Yeah.
And then my fiance was like, no, you gotta watch Stranger Things. And then you were like, I gotta watch Stranger Things. So I was like, cool, I'll finally do it. I was hooked. And then the second season came out, I think like a month or two after I watched the first season. And then I was hooked on that too.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this show.
Yeah, it's a great show. They've knocked it out of the park, and it's nostalgic, it's fun. Yeah, it's got a little bit of, for me, because it takes place in the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. Well, I was like a baby in the 80s, but grew up throughout the 90s more. But anyways, like, yeah, like there's a lot of things that it brings back memories of, like, oh, I remember when this was popular, or this was something that people did or whatever. And it's a time before smartphones and tablets and all that stuff nowadays, and things were a lot more simple, but you actually had more fun at those times, I think, in some ways. But at the same time, it's like you see things that are happening at that time period. Like, the kids are still hanging out at arcades. Where's an arcade nowadays? You gotta search high and low for one of those. They're playing the board games and whatnot, and it's just, a lot of things. And there's tons of references to other pop culture things. So obviously, me being the pop culture junkie, I'm gonna love this. And yeah, there's like things to referencing Star Trek, Star Wars, Dungeons and Dragons, all kinds of other random comic books and TV shows from the 80s and such. So yeah, that was the fun for me. My wife probably gets annoyed at it a lot, where I'll be talking to her and be like, let's pause real quick. Okay, they just referenced this from episode 4. Okay, this is why this is so cool. Here's why I'm laughing so much and you're not, because you didn't watch this show when you were a kid.
Yeah, this series, it's wonderful. Mm-hmm. Everything about it, all the characters are played super well, and it's all child actors as well.
Yes,
which is awesome.
Yeah.
I know a lot of like we're kids and we got lost and then this happened and cool things. It never ends up super.
But even the adult characters like Hopper, God, I love Hopper.
Oh, he's such a
awesome.
character.
Yeah, and then Will's mother, played by what's her name? Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder, yeah,
she was really good.
She does amazing in that show.
Yeah. And okay, I'll say right now, spoiler alert, because we might end up saying some things about the show while we're talking about this. So if you haven't seen it, be wary. Okay, we might spoil some stuff.
Yeah, we'll try not to, but things slip.
Yeah. Well, there's been characters that you only see in one season. I'm not gonna say why you only see them in one season. Sometimes they just drive off into the sunset somewhere. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like there's been characters like Bob was awesome from the second season. But my favorite character still is Benny from the first season.
Was Benny the
burger chef?
The burger chef? Oh, yes. Yeah. I know, he's super cool because he's also in a show called This Is Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did really well.
It took me a moment to realize they were the same.
Right?
I was like, wait a minute, that's the same actor? He doesn't seem totally different from his character on This Is Us. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, okay, we've rambled a little bit. So,
yeah,
we're checking out the Dungeons & Dragons starter set, and we're going to see what they got.
Yeah. Of course, everybody knows the regular dungeon. I'm going to say this while I'm opening.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Everybody knows the regular D&D starter set, which is the Minds of Phandelver. And that's the one, I think, our first campaign was under that. And then our DM that we had after we reached 3rd level was like, I don't want to DM anymore. Mm-hmm. So that's whenever I picked up the mantle. But I'm wondering if this is going to be something similar. Here we go. Or if it's going to be something different. Like, I'm wondering if this is going to be a starter set that goes off of fantasy stuff, or if it goes off of the show.
Okay.
That's my main thing, because of course, Minds of Phandelver, you got stuff like the Big Green Dragon, you've got stuff like orcs that are terrorizing a mine, you've got stuff like, what was it? The Red something, I forgot what it was, it's been a while since I actually played it. Mm-hmm. But they're like terrorizing the town. Of course, you got your basic fantasy adventure. I'm curious at what they have here. But let's crack it open and see what we got. So I know on the box, real quick before anything, 2 exclusive Demogorgon figures. And already I see them. And it makes me super excited. So we got a painted and an unpainted Demogorgon.
Okay. And Demogorgon, for anyone that hasn't watched the show, that's basically the main enemy of the show. That's in the Upside Down world, where they're constantly worried about the Demogorgon showing up and attacking them.
Yeah. So let's actually pull these miniatures out. Ooh, that's a surprise. They're actually really flexible.
Oh, yeah?
Like, very flexible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, they seem to be almost like a silicone or a rubber.
Yeah.
Like, just so y'all can see.
Okay.
You actually, like, squish them.
Yeah.
And they're fine. That's nice. Especially people that are new to different miniatures. Because D&D miniatures, they can be super fragile.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to bend any of these too hard. Of course, they do have little bendy bits. But I don't want to bend any of these too hard in fear of breaking them because they're expensive.
Yeah.
Whereas these, they allow people to just do it.
Yeah.
Do whatever they want to. But I like those. I might actually paint one of those to be like one of the last scene of the first season, Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might have one like regular and one battle torn.
Yeah.
But of course, you also got dice, which, of course, you're gonna have this with any starter set. But let's actually crack these open just because I am addicted to dice. This whole thing right here is filled up with dice. Just basic blue set of dice.
Okay.
Still,
good color to them.
I always love these. No, I'm surprised.
They got something on it?
No, it's only 1d10 instead of 2d10s. Okay, cool. Looking at the dice, they give you D6, D4, a D8. Only 1d10. I know normally sets actually come with 2d10. That way you can roll percentile die. But of course you can just roll 1d10 twice.
Mm.
You got a d12 and your d20, which is going to be your main die that you're using. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised to see a dice set without 2d10, but of course you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
I just like it. I'll put this back here.
Yep.
And let's see what they have with everything else. Ooh. So, first glance, of course, you got the starter set rulebook.
Mm-hmm.
So, this looks like just your basic player's handbook. I think they have one of these in the Minds of Vandover set as well, where you got how to play, your combat, adventuring, spellcasting, and then, of course, you got some magic items and monsters, which that's what I want to look at. Here. Oh, hold on. This is super cool. They actually got different pictures from the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's Finn Wolfhard right there. I forget his name in the actual show.
Mike Wheeler.
Yeah. So with that, you have all the core rules. And it looks like this is only a, like, maybe 1 to 5 level adventure. Protection from energy. Oh, yeah. But let's look at the monsters in the back. So right now you have a bugbear, a cultist, the demigorgon, doppelganger, evil mage, a flame skull, a ghoul, giant spider, goblin, hobgoblin, and ochre jelly. An ogre, orc, owlbear, skeleton, sturge.
Which one are you looking at?
Fessel Hydra,
Okay. Yeah.
and then a troglodyte.
Mm.
You have a twig blight, wolf, young green dragon, zombie, and looks like that's all it is. Then of course you have your conditional effects right here. So
Okay.
this so this is just the core rules. Of course you got everything. Let's actually look at the classes, see what maybe they don't have a class. A class system in this one. Hold on. Sorry, I just got to point this out really quick. If you can zoom in on that.
Yep.
You've got Will the Wise right there.
Uh-huh.
And then facing off against all the different monsters from the
Nice.
from the absolute first scene of the show.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's nice.
Sorry, Will the Wise being right there, that just makes me happy.
Okay.
So let's put this off to the side for now. Yeah, this is what I was looking for.
Character sheets.
Yeah, so this,
Okay.
we actually have character sheets that are pre-made.
Okay.
So it looks like we have a Hill Dwarf Entertainer, and he's a bard. We have a Wood Elf Acolyte that's a cleric. These are all level 3 characters. We have a Human Soldier Paladin, which one of my players is actually a Goliath Soldier Paladin. We have a half-orc Outlander Ranger. I know normally a lot of people have half-orcs as like barbarians or fighters, stuff like that. I'm not used to seeing Ranger. That's pretty nice. And then we have a half-elf Acolyte Wizard. So I'm thinking these are actually the characters that the characters in the show play during their D&D adventure.
Okay.
So
You get to be immersed into their story, basically.
yeah, so like the wizard level 3 half elf, that might actually be Will the Wise.
Okay.
I think, I don't know. I need to actually go through this a little bit more. But yeah, this is super cool. I like how they have it all pre-made for you, so you don't even have to think about making a character. All you have to do is choose out of the pre-built
who you
ones
wanna
that they
be.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that is a good starter way to do it, because otherwise, somebody like me, I'm going to be like, how do I even set this up? And it does it for you, just so you can. It's a good way to practice. Yeah.
Yeah, if you ask anybody that is new to D&D or like what their first D&D experience was like, a lot of them tell you, oh, I spent about 3 hours reading this book building this one character before you even started playing D&D. It's like, yeah, that sucks, and it's awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
And then after you do it once, and after you play a little bit, you start getting addicted and actually you start building more and more players. But it's nice that they actually have all these pre-built for everybody. Yeah. And of course, the character names are blank, so you can, of course, make whatever character name you want and just have these pre-built stats for them.
Right.
Which, that's super nice.
Yeah.
And then I think this one might actually be the adventure mode. Ooh. Adventure mode hunt for the Thessal Hydra.
I like the artwork.
Oh, that's super good.
Yeah.
Oh, a D&D campaign by Mike Wheeler.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. So this looks like it actually is the adventure that they were running in the show. Mm-hmm. And this is honestly what I was hoping more for, as opposed to running through the show itself.
Right.
Because I was always wondering, what adventure were they playing? Mm-hmm. And this looks like it's his own little homebrew Mike Wheeler adventure. Mm-hmm. And that warms my heart. Right. I love it. Plus, all the crayon.
That's a smart idea, because, just, like somebody like yourself is going to, there's Mike. There's
Will the Wise. Yep. Will the Wise right there.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh.
Drawn by Will the Wise himself.
Notes to myself as Dungeon Master.
We should be able to finish this story in one night. Maybe a long weekend if Dustin really gets caught up in the role-playing. But don't rush it. As long as everyone's having fun, let it take as long as necessary. So this looks like it's a one-shot, a level 3 one-shot.
Okay.
So oh man, this is awesome. Describe each scene, tell them what their characters see or hear, feel at the start, then just let them go. Say what the characters do, and I tell them what happens. But don't take control of their characters. I control everything else, the monsters, the non-player characters, NPCs, like Sir Tristan, even the environment like traps, and the dice reveal how things turn out. Of course, that's just D&D. A lot of times people think Dungeon Master, the whole thing is you control all the characters, you control all the NPCs, you control even the player's characters to a certain extent. I know how I DM. I'm literally, like, my notes, my players would probably be mad at me if they noticed how little prepared I was. And I'm like, okay, cool. They have an encounter with 2 fire giants, and they're working at a forge. And the forge is made of lava, or whatever. And it's, like, in the middle of this place, whatever. That's all I write down. And then I keep in my head, like, oh, the fire giant doesn't like half-elves or something like that. And, like, they're really friendly to their giant kin. Even if you're a Goliath, maybe they'll see you as just like, oh, hey, look, it's like a dog or something like that. And they come up to the fire giant, and I'm like, who comes and disturbs me during my work or whatever. Yeah. And then, of course, that's all I do to set it up. Then the players are like, oh, maybe they're a threat, maybe they're not. I decide the players decide what to do, and then they roll a dice, and then I tell them the consequence of their actions. That's all D&D is. A lot of people think that DMing is super hard work, but the players make up most of the story. Okay. And I like how he puts that right in the second paragraph, like, just let them go and say what the characters do, and then I tell them what happens. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. You don't take control of everybody else's characters, and don't be a dick about it. You're setting up a story for everybody to live in. Right. And it's not DM versus characters, it's everybody playing one game. Yeah. So this is, all creatures written with an underline can be found in the monster section of the rulebook. Which, of course, we have the rulebook over there. And it says, don't worry too much about getting into the rules, or getting the rules right or being perfect. As a DM, that's short for Dungeon Master. Just relax and let things happen naturally and enjoy playing the game. If things get confusing, especially in combat, do what seems fair and move on. That's another thing. They say in D&D, like in the actual core rulebooks, this is just the guideline. It's not 100% fact. It's not 100% the rules of the game. And if your players and you feel like a rule is kind of stupid, don't use it. That's it. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to make sure everybody has fun. Yeah. And it says, like the rulebook says, my job as DM is to make sure everyone has a good time and that the story moves along smoothly. That's literally your job. Sure. So I like that little Dungeon Master notes. Also, I just noticed that all these are look like they're on notebook paper. Yeah. So we have the whole story. Here's the background of the story, which... Should I read it, or should we let it be a surprise for everybody?
Let it be a surprise, yeah.
Cool. I don't know if y'all can read it now, but audience was Sir Tristan. Of course, that's an NPC. You got gifts from Sir Tristan, rumors on the road, stuff like that. And then you have little maps.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Cursed Labyrinth. Yeah, this is awesome. And of course, this is gonna have probably that advanced Dungeons and Dragons feel, which is the first D&D in a 5th edition setting, which is super simplified compared to advanced D&D.
Okay.
And this is gonna be awesome. Oh, the Proud Princess. Who do you think that is?
His sister. Oh yeah. I forget her name now.
Yeah. Then of course you got the Demogorgon right there.
Yeah.
And that's where all these figures come in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love this artwork.
Yeah.
That's classic, like, kids' drawings of the advanced Dungeons and Dragons. This is, of course, the Thessal Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
Which, man, I definitely want to do this one-shot now. Yeah, so the conclusion, if they do this and this happen, if they don't, then restart with new characters. Oh, I like that.
Well,
I know it's not bent, but it's textured like as if it was bent and put back together.
rabbit ears there.
Oh, that's... So perhaps the best reward of all is that the characters each gain a level. Use this information on the back of the character sheets, make them 4th level. They will then be ready to seek more adventure rewards in future games of Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice.
And then, of course, you got all the credits. You got Netflix, Wizards of the Coast, which are the people who made D&D. Then, of course, Hasbro games as well.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was a good detail to have in there. Because I was worried whenever I'm looking at the box, it's like Dungeons & Dragons. Okay, they just put Stranger Things on there. It's just gonna be your standard D&D starter thing and whatnot. But no, they really made sure you have nice figures. But that book right there, especially, is awesome because you're gonna get to play the story that the kids were playing in the actual show, and that's really fun.
Yeah.
I like it. And you got everything else you need too. You got your starters, you got your character sheets, and then your rule book as well.
So you have literally everything you need to start.
Yeah.
You don't need a core rule book. You have this rule book right here. You got the adventure, and you got the character sheets. Which I know for me, I would probably make printouts of those myself instead of using those, just because I don't want to mess those up. Those are so pretty. But I love this.
Yeah.
It was definitely a worthy buy. It was pretty cheap for a starter set too. I forget exactly what I paid for. I think it was like, I don't want to say any prices, just depending on if it's different in your area. But yeah, it wasn't expensive. And this is ages 14 plus, and then 3+ players. Of course, you want a DM, and then at least 2 or 3 players.
Okay.
That's what I recommend. I know a 3-player party is usually really good.
Okay.
That's 100% like ideal. I play with a 7-player party, and it gets kind of hectic for me as a DM, but I've gotten used to it. But this is a wonderful starter set. And of course, not everybody needs a whole set of die. You can use one set of die for everything, and you can either roll behind a DM screen or just roll in front of everybody and just do the adventure that way.
Okay.
But that would have been cool to see a DM screen inside this. I think they do that with Minds of Fandelver. They have a DM screen. But this is still, it's wonderful. I love it.
It'd be cool to see. I mean, I'm trying to remember now because it's been a little bit since the 2nd season, but it seemed like they had jumped forward to arcade games, video games. That was more the thing they were into by then. That, and also probably the traumatic experiences dealing with the whole Demogorgon and everything. They probably were like, we don't need to play Dungeons & Dragons for a little while, okay? Because I don't remember them playing any more further after all the events. I don't remember 2nd season they even played the game.
Well, I know the end of the 1st season, they actually ended on, like, and in front of you see the Thessal Hydra. And
that's right, they were playing at the end of it, right.
Yeah, this is the adventure at the end of that.
That's right, okay.
So, of course, it probably takes inspiration from what happened in the show as well.
Okay. But 2nd season, you don't remember any of that, do you? Like, playing D&D? I don't remember them playing...
They didn't play D&D. It was a lot of being at the arcade.
Yeah. So that just makes me wonder if they would have another...
I know they still had it set up in the basement in the 2nd season, and I think they just went away from focusing on the D&D element, but it's always in the background because, of course, they play.
Right.
But, yeah, this is the adventure module that Mike Wheeler made at the end of the 1st season for them to play after the events of the show.
Right.
So, of course, it takes some inspiration from the show, like the Demogorgon being those guys right there instead of being like the 2-headed snake arm thing that it is an actual D&D.
Yeah.
And then of course it's the Upside Down instead of the Shadow Realm.
Mm-hmm.
So this is awesome. I'm super excited, and I want to do a one-shot of this.
Yeah.
I want to see if maybe me, my fiance, and you and your wife can get together and do a Stranger
That'd be
Things
awesome.
adventure.
I'd love to see my wife play this.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
It'd be fun. I know she'd be like, she's gonna be like, what? I'd have to do what? Huh? But I mean,
Like, don't worry, we got everything.
I'm like, hun, you're the smartest woman in the world. Don't worry. Okay, you got this. Okay.
Plus, don't feel bad about not having a DM screen as well, because in the show he was literally hiding behind a piece of cardboard.
Hey, you gotta work with what you got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, but this is awesome. I love it. I love that I got it. And I know as soon as I got it, I was like, hey, do you want to do an unboxing? Because I'm really excited, and I know you're just as much of a fan as I am.
Right, yeah. Whenever you said it, I was like, wait, Dungeons & Dragons, wait, they made their own thing? What? I want to see this, so yeah.
Yeah, it just came out, I think, within the last few months.
Okay.
Maybe, like, at the most, it was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
No, this would be a fun thing to do, if hopefully we can, in the next few months, or shorter time than that even, to play this and do that, because then that'll get us right in time for the next season, so.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Because this is just a one-shot, so we can do that. Oh, can you imagine doing that, like, the week before the new season starts?
Yeah.
Oh, man. This makes you super excited.
Yep. Of course, it might be three people joining y'all for this, because it might.
Oh, yeah.
We might have a little wee one by then.
It's okay. We have a hill dwarf.
Well, hope everyone out there enjoyed this. Hope you got to see something really cool you didn't know about, and I'm pretty sure you can pick this up at pretty much anywhere you go to for your tabletop needs. So you should be able to find this pretty easy.
I think they have this at pretty much
Any kind of collectible shop and whatnot,
well,
comic
not even
shops.
just that, but I think I've seen it at Walmart as well.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
Yeah, like this is actually a pretty popular set. I know
Okay.
I found it at my store that I play D&D at, and they had it on sale over there.
Okay.
Which is the only reason why I got it when I did. Yeah, I've seen it at Walmart. I've seen it at other places like that. So this is pretty easy to get your hands on. Of course, you can also order it on Amazon for pretty cheap as well.
Okay, there you go.
But this will be, especially if you're a fan of the show, this will be a wonderful introduction to D&D. They have everything set up. You're at level 3, so you actually have a pretty decent character, and you're not just dealing with like just 1s and 2s and 3s when it comes to an attack.
Yeah, and I think because also you got people I know, well, like me, like I saw Stranger Things, and then I think that was around the time. When did the first season of Stranger Things? Was it 15 or 2016? 2016, I think.
It might have been 2016.
So I think 2016 was when the first season I think came out, and that was around the same time that we all got together and started doing campaigning together. Was in 2016 also. So I got into Stranger Things more because I was already doing the tabletop stuff with y'all. And I was like, wow, okay, I at least know a little bit of something what they're doing at the beginning of the show. Didn't need to know everything because they would go off onto their adventure, of course. But for me, I was like, okay, at least I can relate to this now because I've done this. I've played Dungeons and Dragons. I've done the kind of tabletop. Yeah. So yeah, I'm like, this is something I can get into more. And then at the same time, for those people that got into the show, they're probably at the beginning like, you know what, I really want to try this sometime. Guess what? You get to play the actual game they're doing in the show, so it's something you can relate to a lot easier, and it feels a little more familiar to you.
Oh yeah. Because of course, first scene of Stranger Things, they're playing D&D.
Yeah, very first scene.
And they actually pull a lot of inspiration from D&D into the show.
Yeah.
Which is like where they get like, oh, the Upside Down is this kind of thing.
Yeah.
They get inspiration from their D&D playing, which I've always enjoyed. Yeah, this is just something cool that I decided to pick up.
Yeah, no. Well, I thank you for bringing it over here to share with us so we can check it out, because you know already from before you got into Stranger Things, I was the one saying, dude, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch the show. Like, all right. And for me, of course, I'm like, you love Dungeons and Dragons, so you'll like the first scene. You'll at least be like, wait, more of that. No. Who cares about your bike ride home? No. Watch. Go back and finish the game.
What happens after you beat the Demigorgon?
Like, I don't care about 11, whatever. Go back into the basement and play the game, guys. Come on. Your friend will show up later. I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, whatever. Just go on without your wizard.
Yes.
It's okay.
But yeah, thanks a lot for sharing this with us, man. It's been fun to talk about it, and I love Stranger Things, of course, so it's fun to talk about that. And it was really good to see the kind of detail they put into this. So
yeah, I'm glad this isn't just a generic adventure, and they actually went in and put some like love and heart into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right, like you said, like Jordan said, if you want to get one of these, they're pretty simple to find. So you can hunt them down at your big box stores or collectible stores or so forth. You should be able to find a set to take home for yourself and enjoy the experience yourself. So, check it out.
Quick before we go,
Yeah.
I just want to say that this box is also like the box art on the top is inspired by the way they used to make the old books. So like the advanced D&D books, they used to be just like, oh, it's this colored border with this drawing on the front,
Right.
and then it says Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and then the thing under it, which is the adventure.
Nice.
Yeah,
they really put some thought into it.
yeah. This is a huge reference to the show, a reference to the beginning of D&D, and just a love note to it.
Excellent.
In general.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it. I love it.
All right. Well, hey, thanks as always for watching and joining us for these unboxings. Not a subscription box, but we still unboxed something, and it was fun. So make sure you tune in to next season of Stranger Things if you haven't watched. You need to get caught up because it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. They're going to be in a mall. I'm hoping there's something to do with like there's got to be some kind of reference to like Dawn of the Dead. That's what I'm waiting.
Oh yeah.
They're in a mall. You see the guys working in the food court at the mall, at the Baskin Robbins and whatnot. And I'm just like, they're at the mall scene, and we know the whole '80s. Malls were the scene in the '80s, of course. And I'm like, there's got to be some kind of connection to Dawn of the Dead. I want that.
That's good. No, let's go mall rat.
Oh gosh. Well, when the kids are like, dropouts from college, they'll be in that'll be the '90s. Then
It's gonna be like 3 or 4 seasons from now.
Yeah. They're like, we'll fast forward because the kids are aging already anyway, so we got to fast forward. All right, guys and gals, thanks as always for watching and joining us. And Jordan will be back for more unboxings, definitely.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. This is PCJ and Jordan, and we're signing out.